How can a person completely erase a lifetime of severe sins and the heavy sorrow that follows them? In the ancient Vedic texts, King Yudhishthira poses this exact question to Lord Krishna, asking specifically for guidance regarding the month of Vaisakha. To answer him, Krishna reaches back into a much older memory. He shifts the timeline to an era where Lord Rama is enduring intense, agonizing grief over being separated from his wife, Sita. Desperate for relief, Rama sought out the great sage Vashishta Muni. He needed a specific, actionable mechanism to permanently cut through his immense suffering. Vashishta gave him a precise answer. He identified a specific window of time called Vaisakha Shukla Ekadasi. Famously known as Mohini Ekadasi, this calendar event acts as the ultimate destroyer of illusion and grief. If a divine figure like Lord Rama requires this exact temporal event to break the hold of earthly sorrow, the mathematical and spiritual stakes for mortal humans must be absolute. To prove the power of this day, Vasistha tells Rama a story set in the pristine city of Bhadravati. There lived a highly respected merchant named Dhanapala, a pious man who built lakes and gardens to benefit his community. Yet there was an anomaly in Dhanapala's life. His fifth son, Drishtabhuti, aggressively squandered the family's massive wealth. He spent his days gambling, drinking heavily, and openly disrespecting the community's elders. The breaking point arrived when Dhanapala caught his son walking arm in arm with a known prostitute. The father immediately disowned him, stripping Drishtabhuti of his inheritance and cutting off his wealth. Penniless and abandoned by his former friends, the son turned to petty theft. The king's guards caught him, beat him, and banished him entirely. He was violently forced out of the city and into a terrifying, dense jungle landscape. To survive the wilderness, Drishtabhuti turned ruthless. Armed with a bow and arrows, he constantly slaughtered lions, boars, peacocks, and doves, simply to stay alive. By compounding this massive daily slaughter on top of his past misdeeds, Drishtabhuti reached a mathematical point of no return. He was drowning in an inescapable ocean of karmic debt. But during the month of Vaisakha, a sheer anomaly of residual good karma intervened. The desperate son accidentally stumbled onto the sacred ashram of the great sage Kaundinya Muni. The sage had just finished bathing in the sacred Ganges River. As Drishtabhuti approached, a few stray droplets of water fell from the sage's wet clothing and made physical contact with the exiled son. That brief physical contact instantly shattered his ignorance. Overwhelmed with clarity about his miserable state, Drishtabhuti humbly begged the sage for a manageable path of atonement. Kaundinya Muni gave him a very specific prescription. He instructed the young man to observe the Mohini Ekadasi fast, explaining that it possessed the unique power to nullify sins as massive and weighty as Mount Sumeru. Drishtabhuti strictly followed the timing and rules of the fast. He was entirely purged of his sins, achieved a transcendental form, and ascended to the supreme abode on the back of the great eagle Garuda. Mohini Ekadasi acts as a direct spiritual override. It bypasses standard karmic laws to instantly redeem even the most profoundly depraved soul. Having finished the story of the merchant's son, Vasistha concluded his proof to Lord Rama. And with that, Lord Krishna finished his entire transmission of the story to King Yudhishthira. Krishna makes a striking comparison to show the immensity of this practice. He states that observing this single fast yields vastly more merit than making physical sacrifices, going on pilgrimages, or engaging in massive worldly charity. Even hearing about it equates to the merit of donating 1,000 cows. This model from the Garuda Purana shows the required timing. The fast retains full power on pure Ekadasi, shifting into Dwadasi, or mixing Ekadasi, Dwadasi, and Trayodasi. But a critical failure state exists. The fast is completely voided if it overlaps the preceding Dashami phase. Escaping the darkest illusions of the material world relies entirely on precise chronological execution. By perfectly timing the observation of Mohini Ekadasi, any individual gains a systematic, guaranteed formula for ultimate liberation.